Hello, friends. This is Bruce Thornton. I'm coming to you from Trujillo, Peru, where I've been working for the last 10 years. The reason I'm inviting you to join me in a new Facebook group, which is called Bruce Thornton Live, is because quite a few of you, some hundred, tried to get into my first account, and unfortunately it filled up a lot faster than I'd expected. Not because I have so many friends, but because quite a few people follow the work we do. And what is that work? Well, for the last 10 years, we've been trying to get the quarter of Peru's population who don't go to school into education. And the reason they don't go to school is they're so poor, they're the children of single mothers, they're abandoned, they're street children, or they belong to a family with so many children and no income that they have to go out and work or the family will starve. Well, if they don't get educated, that's about as far as they'll get. They'll be growing up and maybe doing some menial labor or work in the criminal sector. But if they're educated, as you know, they have a much better chance of a better life. So it's an important work we've been doing. When we arrived, the government only confessed that 4% of the population didn't get educated, and UNICEF copied that, which was a travesty for the children because then they had no one to advocate for them. Well, we've been advocating for them. Sometimes the government's been angry with us. Sometimes the children in our schools in Lima have marched in front of the Congress Hall with giant pencils, and the press got involved and universities got involved, and they followed our research, and the government finally caved in and confessed that, yes, it is roughly a quarter or 26% of the children who don't go to school. And then we started making friends with the government to get them to take over our work because, in fact, it's the responsibility of the Ministry of Education to educate all the children in each country, and no different in Peru. And the Constitution gives children the right to an education, a free education. So we've been opening schools. We've opened more than 160 communities. And nowadays, the government of Peru put their teachers in our schools. And little by little, we're stepping away from it, and they're stepping into it to make it a standard approach from the Ministry of Education to the very poorest children. We'll stay involved with them, but they'll do the heavy lifting. And now we're working in 6 other Latin American countries to shine a light on what we've done here and to get those countries to do the same, because their uneducated population is roughly the same as Peru's. It's a sort of Latin American ailment. The thing that concerns us, though, and one of the reasons why I keep on opening, or have opened another Facebook page, is that the children we're educating will grow up into a world that's quite different to the one you and I grew up in. Global warming is going to make it hell for them, I'm afraid, with earthquake after earthquake, flood after flood, famine and pestilence. And I think if we just keep educating, maybe we're not spending our energy and resources in the place that's the most urgent of needs. And so as we go forward, we're going to be spending more time, and we have a group of people we're working with to try to call attention to the fact that if, for all the projects that exist in the world and all the initiatives and the people who've joined forces to do things that cure global warming, we don't see it happening in time to prevent catastrophe. And the obvious cause of it, I'm persuaded, is the enormous overpopulation of human beings. And I'm also concerned and persuaded that if we don't find a voluntary, peaceful, healthy, fun, but disciplined way to lower our population, that it'll be lowered for us by default, by being drowned in floods, crushed under earthquakes, killed in wars, starved, or by disease. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen to the children we're educating, nor to my children, nor to the children of my children. And I'm sure you don't either. If you think about it and you agree that the great problem of the world is human population, overpopulation. Give me your ideas, and let's join together in this and be friends and have fun, but do something to try to save the world for our children and theirs. God bless. Bye-bye. I don't know how to